SDF-3. The SDF model from Transtech. This is Calcat, the Calcatster. This is the SDF model from the first Transtech movie. Way back, Transformers v Robotech. And this is for the Weird Kitty 07 site. We are going to do another one. So we are doing the Chimera Star Trek thing. The studio, but we have also greenlit the possibility of doing, because it is the 30th anniversary of Transformers in 2015 and 2014 roughly, last year, and the 30th of Robotech over here in America. So we kind of got to do some kind of a reunion special for that, because actually it's been a while since we did a Transtech type of thing. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, so I can't really tell you what it's going to be because I don't know. But knowing how prolific we are at the studio, it's only a matter of time before we come up with something. All I know is that it'll end where the Transtech, it'll start, Transtech ended, and it'll be about the Robotech people, and here's the ship. This ship's not in it, but it is a neat looking model. This was a rebuilt STF-1 that had the stacks broken off by Jim Tican. And then later on, it was chucked in the ivy. It was found by a little kid in the ivy, taken to Goodwill in the city, here in the city. And I found it later at the Goodwill, about a couple of weeks later. Found it with the stack still broken off. Took it home, and my father and I put it back together. He told me how to stick new stacks on it, and then I put the balsa around the plastic, and it is very awesome, elaborate, detailed. I made a better one, it was over there, for parts 2 and 3 of Transtech, Transformers v Robotech. But if this doesn't work, Optimus Prime will never live again. Yes. So, a moment ago, Calcat, was mentioning the Robotech Transformers sort of reunion. I'm not sure how that's going to work as a reunion, just because it's like I could do a Transformers vignette thing, that'd be fine, and a Robotech vignette thing, but having them come together again would be a little problematic, I think. I think it might be a better idea to, just have either or, maybe a little crossover, but maybe not intentionally. Do the Robotech side of it, crossover. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but yeah, I like the idea of Rick Hunter coming home. I like the idea of another separate story having the Rebels in it, and having Starscream and Cobra Commander meeting up. That's hilarious, because that should totally happen, and it does in the comic books. So it'd be really cool to have have Cobra Commander walk up and go, Starscream, what are you doing? And have Starscream go, I'm taking over the world. Because it was like Chris Latta doing the voice for both of them. So it'd be kind of funny. But that would like be a gag almost. It'd almost like be a afterthought. So there you go with that. There will be something by the end of 2015. We have some months to come up with something. It might be like we did it might be like what we did with the Mousetrap project thing. We might have I might just do a stream of conscious Robotech thing and throw it together, because that would be easiest, I think, using some of the Chimera sets without destroying any of them, of course, and then just do it and then say, okay, I've got this Robotech thing, and let's edit it together and make a movie out of it. I would just do that, and just do it like the old days. That's the way we just shot stuff randomly, the old days. It's hard to believe that the Carta, Transtech, and all that stuff is like almost 30 years ago. And we also want to do that too, but we haven't got anything to do on that one yet. But we got some of those Rebels over there, waiting in the wings there, Transformer Rebels, off the camera there, in the background. And yeah, so remember this old G.I. Joe footage? Well, It is actually the right charge distance. It's actually the right format to be used if we HD and print it in the Robotech movie. So I'm going to use it. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this particular scene here. It seems to be the first one. It is 38. It's a sort of a council hanging out. Yeah. So there that is. Yeah. So, greetings. This is Cal Cat the Cal Catster, one of the producer, directors, and stars of Transformers Meets Robotech, TransTech. And yes, I played several of the voices on that. It came out on the internet in 2012 and re-released in 2013. And was retitled this year, just made longer. So it said Transformers Meets Robotech instead of TransTech, and now people are watching. So, that has spearheaded the discussion of doing more of them. And yes, Star Trek Chimera is in hiatus currently. It is too hot. It is too hot to film Robotech this week too. But we are definitely considering a Robotech thing to come out that we will slap together our usual way long before the Chimera comes out. Hopefully it will be out by Christmas of 2015. We will have you some 30th anniversary Robotech love going on. Yes. Yes, it will be glorious. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. Yep, it's going to be something else, that's for sure. So, yes, and I, Rick Hunter, will play the voice again. Dun, dun, dun. Which is fine. Yes, J-pop band saves the world. Mark's Cards likes that idea. That was the premise of the spin-off of Macross Plus. Macross 7 was going to do that. There was some discussion whether we were going to do that, or were we going to put Mylene's band together and have them be G.I. Joes doing something. As a joke, I might put that in there. But it's not really canon. It would be kind of funny to have, like, trying to form a band. But probably not going to do a redub of Macross 7. It's just too long, 39 episodes or so, and we tried that actually a couple of years ago. It didn't work. I've got all the redubs, but I can't do anything with them. It did not work when we tried to completely dub it into English. We tried and it didn't work. So yeah, I'm not doing that. Really, it's really hard to do that. Really hard to do redubs. So that's why they did it the way they did it. And Rick Hunter wasn't supposed to get home because there was no Rick Hunter in the third act of the original generation. Now, we're taking the Robotech angle with this 30th anniversary thing. And we're saying, okay, well, yeah, we're going to do the Rick Hunter thing. But, of course, Mark's Cards is the caveat. Well, something has to go wrong, because if they bring him back in the first 5 minutes, okay, then what? Is the universe messed up? Like in yesterday's Enterprise, kind of, where the universe is not right. And Rick Hunter's got to go back to some other period to stop the things from not being right. And there's your hook. Yeah. So, I don't know if we're going to film anything in the next 8 days, but we definitely will discuss the movie. And, yeah. So, I'll get one of my other voice characters, and he will say stuff about Robotech in a moment or two. Yeah, it's not just about me. Well, it is just about me, actually. But yes, this one is hilarious, so you'll recognize him. Eddie, this here's Robotech with Clint Cowpoke. I'm looking at the here picture screen and looking all sardonical and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, we did some voices on the TransTech. Them was good voices. We did voices like you know, the narrator and all that. You know, he's like, and next time on Robotech, dun dun, we're going to fight the Invid Horde. Let's go into battle. Dun 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 dun. Yes, so yes, we're gonna do that. And of course, we also had other voices from the TransTech, including Vector Sigma, you know, who was like Before Cybertron was, I was. Who awakens me? Yes. So yes, that's who awakens him. And all that. Yeah. I look like Palpatine from Star Wars or something. Yeah. So anyway, it's kind of hot under all these lights. And yeah, so Clint Cowpoke here. Tell Joel about it. I don't know how, I think my head got bigger. His hat shrunk or something. Anyways, so, yep. Robotech. Yeah, it's the 30th anniversary of Robotech. It's the 31st anniversary of Transformers. We've got to do something. Just like TransTech was the 25th, wasn't it? Yeah, 20th and then 25th. So yeah, so we'll do it again. So this is... So yeah, I did a little music there, and I wanted to convey some strains that sounded a little like Robotech. You can use whatever little pieces of it you want for each character. You can go all out, and it's just the mood stuff goes for the certain things there. It's gonna sound so awesome. It's gonna be crazy. It's a fan film, but it's gonna have so much heart and emotion. It's going to be like, the fans will jump at beats. They'll say, "Is this it? Is this it?" No, it's not. It's a fan film. They'll say, "Is this it? Is this the new thing?" No, it's a fan film. But yeah, it won't be disappointing because it is a fan film. I don't say that we're doing a Robotech, like we got permission or something from Sony and whoever owns it now. We didn't. This is a fan film. But yeah, in the tradition of Robotech fan film, in the tradition of the Sentinels books, in a way. The Endless Circle is kind of like the end of the circle, which was the last book in the Sentinel series. We're not really going to use the book. I just called it that. The title might change, but maybe not, because it is a circle that happens. It's a Mobius. More of a Mobius than a circle. I have no idea how the rest of it goes at this point. It's just, they get home, yay, gasp. We wanted to film that, and we wanted to do it in HD and then higher def than the TransTech version. And to have that be sort of a, look, we're going to do more of these TransTech things, including the Robotech and the Transformers. This is not going to be TransTech, though. This is going to be a Robotech. We're just going to do a straight-up Robotech and Transformer 2. I don't think it's going to be a TransTech, because it would just be too weird. So it's Robotech and G.I. Joe, kind of, which should be interesting, yes. And it is funny that Harrison Ford, or at least the character of Indiana Jones, in his civvies, is in his civilian outfit. His civilian outfit is the playing Reinhardt, apparently. And although the Scott Bernard in the take didn't quite work, I think it will, just because it's proof of concept. So yeah, it's a fan film. It's not supposed to be a high-level Chimera thing. It looks way better than the other one. Shot some ships footage and stuff. So there you go. There's your Robotech thing for tonight. Quite a lot done. Finished the proof of concept. As you know, Calicat is crazy that way and does the whole thing together, and then just goes in the spur of the moment and does it, regardless of whether it makes sense to do it or not. But yeah, future of Robotech hanging in the balance. A mystery of a generation will be solved. It's funny is that Peter Cullen also played the voice of the captain of the expedition of Voltron, the car Voltron, which is kind of strange. And he also played Venture on Dungeons and Dragons, which is a show that they should totally reboot. They could totally do that. Why don't they do that?
Oh, Captain Vince Grant here. You old sea dog, you made it back.
Yes, Captain Grant. It's good to see you again. Yeah, here's the voiceovers for you to use later. Yeah, the symphony. Yeah, and Schwarzenegger, not really. But here are the voiceovers for you. Well, you don't need to do the music. I'm going to put that in later. Yes, action. The mystery of a generation will soon come to an end as a starship lost in time and space finally returns home. Hold on a minute. Sarah, in your report you said that you were actually pregnant, which I think would be impossible. I made that up. I was lying. What? Lancer Belmont. Why is your arm like that? Yeah, why is the Marine's arm like that? Come on. Well, I will speak. I speak for the freedom fighters on Earth. Well, I have no further questions at this time.
Yeah, except that we attacked and killed some of the shadow fighters.
Come on. So, yeah, Robotech goodness. Tuesday goodness. Literally, these two scenes were thought of in the Great Mall before watching Jurassic World again. They literally are on the fly. I was thinking, it should have something to do with the Invid and the Mecha and all that. The explanation for us not having Alpha and Beta fighters in it is really deceptively simple in the story. Basically, the protoculture's gone, right? So the Invid took it. So they're forced to use the older Mecha. And that was going to be in there. And then there was a little bit of interrogation of Hunter and them, and that one in there. But then I realized, he's the admiral of the fleet. So all they would really do there is they would just ask him what happened, and then that would be it. It really wouldn't be much of a scene. So I thought, okay, how could I do some other stuff like the Invid and sort of throwing that gag and pay a little bit of lip service to the Love Live Alive, both versions, and the Yoon one, just a little bit for fun. And have Sarah get confronted with the alleged pregnancy rumor by Nichols there, and have her just go, I lied. This is great. This is like, duh. It's like, she's an Invid. She's one of the villains. Of course she. And of course, oh yeah, they know where the queen is. Now they're gonna go find her. Which is right out of The End of the Circle, which was the Jack McGinney book. This is loosely based on it. Yeah, so they're going to find the Queen. Without protoculture, how are they going to get there? I'm figuring they're probably going to use the last of the reserves of the SDF-3 somehow with a smaller ship and go there with Veritex. I'm going to guess they're going to do something like that. They're going to go find her. And she's probably going to say no. We'll see. We'll see what the Queen says. I haven't figured that out yet. So far, it's pretty funny, though. And it's hilarious that some G.I. Joes from the movies, the live-action movies, are in it, as well as Renegades. And the Renegades Scarlet is essentially Ariel or Merlin. And I think that's CoverGirl from the movie version playing Sarah. Because I didn't want to just use another Lady J. I wanted to use an unusual looking Sarah, Korg. I had trouble finding a Lancer, so I chose this. I think that's Spirit, but he looks really bizarre. So, and then this is a fake G.I. Joe. And that's actually not Roadblock. I think that's the guy from Renegades. The other. It's either the Renegades Roadblock, or it's Stalker from the other one. Stalker, yeah. But I'm making him. He's long in this room. So I shaved his head so he looks cooler. And there's Max. He's drunk. He had space tequila, and he's like, oh god. What's funny is his Clint Capo directing this. So, it's not this scene, but yeah. That's why he's not actually in. Yeah, sure. There's sort of a montage going on. Each time they show the men discussing the warps and stuff and cutting back to that older footage, they're actually making repairs on stuff. So we're going to cut to this right here. Oh, I wasn't recording. So, I hope we recorded all that, but basically what this is, we're using old G.I. Joe footage as our footage here, and we're making the G.I. Joes in the shot, and having them do things. I'm hoping that other stuff was recording. So it would suck if it wasn't. And they were facing the screen. It was old Rebels footage. It got rejiggered by someone else online, but we're putting ours back on with our dialogue. So you're going to hear what it sounded like. We have redubbed the way it was meant to be heard. It's a Robotech scene, actually. And so, yeah, we fixed it accordingly. It's Rebels. This other footage goes with that. Yeah, so there you go. So, it is Thursday, day 5 of filming on the set of Robotech. And this is going to be all of the SDF-3 footage remaining in the movie. At least as far as the ship is concerned, as we'll soon discover when they're repairing the ship and an unprovoked attack from the Haydenite rebels occurs, thus rendering the ship incapable of going on the space mission and whatnot. So yes. So we're going to do that so that we can use one of the lesser vessels. So they're repairing the ship. Let's actually kill some of the lights. They really need that. Anything we do to try and restart it might alert those shadow renegades. Well, we make quite a band.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the band. Well, we make quite a band.
Yeah.
I'm the band leader. The Myria doll broke just now. It snapped and her crotch broke off. We literally can't use this figure anymore. It's dead. Because her legs wouldn't straighten out. Holy shit. Now what? To write it into the script that she gets shot, I guess, or something. Because the Queen doesn't like her. So that's what's going to happen. I managed to contact the real Regis. Mother? Mother? Yeah, we're alive. Yeah, we're alive. So, the reason I'm alive is I'm now partly Invid. Apparently she recreated me or something. Now we need to return to the fleet and stop that creature. You get the gag going on here? The ship of the Valkyries? Valkyries? Haha. Wagner. That's what's going on. Ship of the Valkyries was all women. There you go. And it was the Bridge Bunnies in the original Robotech. That was a joke too. So there you go. They meet up with the Veritex, and I'm assuming the ship then docks, and then that other stuff happens. So all the Veritex stuff is later, and whatever closes this battle. But the overall ship scene is pretty much this right here. So let's throw some of the main guys back in there and say like, okay, the ship's back. But we don't need to have the main force. We just bring the ship back. This ship's not going to fight the alien. So yeah. Mainly it's going to be outside, and it's going to turn into a big giant alien and stuff. And now, okay, Lancer came in. It's a few minutes later. Lancer came in, and he goes, now can we do a rock band and save the universe? What? That only happens in cartoons. Well, let's report back to the Admiral and the main fleet and get ready for that creature. Yeah, because clearly she's evil, but she's not that fucked up. Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah. Blasting Myria to the other side of the ship is really, really fucked up. Ah! This guy's like an asshole. He's a space asshole. Something more than meets the eye. I'm evil. Ah. The bulk of Robotech, the Lost Saga, the bulk of Robotech. I read the synopses of the book that this is very loosely based on the Hidden Knight and all that. And I thought, yeah, I could do that gag. So this is apparently a nod to Carl Macek and the two writers of the McKinney books, which are not considered canon, but it's a better nod than the Tommy Yoon one, in that it's more Robotech-y. There's self-sacrifice, there's love, there's honor, there's an evil villain, there's, you know, that kind of stuff. It's very Robotech-y. It's very cool. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the Ship of the Valkyrie. So it's awesome. So there we are. That's it for tonight. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Dun, 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 dun. Be assured that Harmony Gold will not sue us into submission because no music and actually no dialogue is being used from Robotech. Just so yeah, it's G.I. Joe's, Hasbro isn't gonna. We're not gonna sell this. It's just going online for people to watch. McKinney was a pen name for these other two guys who were actually Macek and the other guy. Yeah, and they're not canon according to the Robotech wiki, but neither is this. So, fan film. Yay! Yeah, it's going to be some Veritech action, but we haven't filmed that yet. I have reviewed the dailies for day 4, and we can finish off the whole movie in a day and a half. Hopefully, yeah. So, and then put it all together. I was going over the part with the space fold and the invid and all that stuff, and where the bad guy is tricking everybody. But there needs to be a little bit of explanation there. Also, the part where Myria dies merely because the figure broke is kind of silly. And the sacrifice part is forced. It didn't seem like it at the time, but it was late at night. And it doesn't really work. I think we're going to have to go back to the Prometheus Bridge and reshoot some of that. At least the ending part. So that we have a little more of the bridge characters behaving in a way that people would behave. Otherwise, it's going to seem like, oh, the Invid just revived her, so it doesn't really matter that she was killed. I think she shouldn't revive her. I think it's more messed up and more realistic, and it is a cartoon, yes, that it doesn't work. Or that there's some other bait and switch going on. Maybe if you want to play the game, the idea that the Myria character wasn't really Myria. Maybe it was actually one of the Invid or something. Also, the character of the... Did you notice that all the way through the dailies? The character of the Invid girl, Ariel, her hand is all distorted and pushed over to the left through the entire scene. Yeah. Great. I'm not sure what to do with that. Can't really do anything with that. Except reshoot all of that footage about her, but I guess I don't really have to. Yeah, because it's a little wordy anyway. You could probably cut a lot of her stuff out. The point is that the Invid Queen is doing what she's doing, and then the others are doing other things. It was like, yeah, it was thought up in the spur of the moment, which is what happened, but bringing her back is just weird. I think you're going to have to change that. So there you go. The smaller ship. There. So I essentially I recreated the ending scene so that the Myria character actually does die in that scene, and Dana and Lancer need to save the day, and the bad guy comes back because where did he go? And he comes back during the space fold, and then the Jetfire. So we're gonna have to film the scene where Dr. Lang talks to Jetfire and has revived him and explained that a little bit. But yeah, there's a Jetfire, and he can fight the Predacon guy, Hadon. So yeah, I knew we'd work that in there somewhere. So yeah, there's probably an earlier scene that you have to film now with Lang and Jetfire. But yeah, so yeah, okay. Now it's mainly in space, so there you go. Now Miria also tries to fire the wave motion cannon thing or whatever, the wave gun or I was calling it the wave motion gun, but no, that's star blazers. This is the SDF, the Macross cannon. That's what it is. He's going to fire the Macross cannon. Okay, then he attacks the ship with a blast from. Then he attacks the ship with a blast, right? We shall go on with the concert. Hadon 5. Yes, well, this is Saturday. The pickups for the Robotech film. Yeah, we're going to have to go back. There's as much excitement in the finale for this as there is in the Transtech finale with the robots. We had to draw half of what was there because it wasn't there. Even if we littered the void with robot parts, it doesn't convey that Hadon is a badass evil guy that kills a lot of shit. So we gotta show him blowing shit up. But not a lot of it, just some of it. We gotta like the, you know, we gotta show Robotech spinning out of control and bits flying and stuff like that. Not a lot. Just enough to convey that he is kicking ass and he's a bad guy and this is what he's doing. This is what his deal is. He's evil. So, yes. Actually, I believe this is the 1st of August at this point. But yes, there we go. Hadon 5. The infant stuff is pretty cool. The stuff where she tricks him into turning into another Invid Queen so they can fight each other was funny. But the ending part's good. It's just the filler. Well, not filler. It's not none of it's filler. This movie has so little filler that it almost needs more dialogue. But we're not gonna shoot more dialogue, so it doesn't matter. And yeah, so mainly Robotech's flying around, Robotech's getting their butts whipped, and then robots exploding here and there, and that's pretty much it. The scene where Jetfire fights Hadon doesn't make sense. They grapple briefly and fall away, and that's it. We don't know how to shoot that, is the problem. There's no way to animate those robots like that. It just isn't. With Transtech, what we did is we just zoomed in really close and made it look like I wasn't manipulating the robot like arm or whatever, and it obviously was like go motion. So yeah, we gotta fix that. Nyar, okay. In the can, we have rough footage of about an hour of the movie. We have bits and pieces of an additional maybe 15 minutes. That's going to be an 80-minute movie. And then you have the special effects. Yeah, probably 80 minutes. However, on the earlier parts of the video, we need some pickup scenes. So I have built this really cheap avocado box set just for the pickup scenes, which is typical of Robotech and Macross when they run out of money, and Japanese animation when they're like, let's just show a like sterile background with the action figure in front of it talking. We do need a little bit of what Rick Hunter said in his speeches. They don't need to be exacting because it's probably a later report. This is probably footage that takes place immediately after the first 5 minutes, but before the council meeting, because the Harrison Ford looking guy is not in the council meeting, and then the guy Stalker who's playing the other guy is in the other one. So he could be in both, but we'll find out why. So here we go. Okay, this is the evening of the night of the final day of filming, and we have on here on the Star Trek Chimera space set, we have the Chimera, literally this is the universe. I'm standing in the universe. Mahahaha. This is the biggie. This is the one that we use for the Starship models that we shoot in the Chimera, and we're going to use it here. It's the first time we broke out both of them. And yeah, so I'm going to get some shots here. The SDF-3 leaving the main base, going off into space and all that. And it's new footage. And this is when the SDF-3 leaves to go to warp to fight the alien. And I'm going to do that and go from there, because that was some of the earliest stuff that you redid, and it is so cool because I get to see the whole thing, and the less lighting the better, that way I cannot see the edge of the set. So there is the SDF-3 action. Bad kidding. This is glorious. So I'm on the set of Robotech, the Endless Circle, and I've gone over the Clint Cowpoke movie here. Silly Kelly produced, editing bay on the SDF-3. Yes, on the SDF-3. And yes, and I've gone over some corrections and omitted about 10 minutes of it. And other than that, it's awesome. I would like you guys to add, I left points to add, to fill in plot holes. There are a few. And then, hopefully, make it work. Yeah, so the next footage you're going to do is going to be on the, so we're going to do, it's going to be on the ship, the mothership, the Archangel. We're going to do some Archangel meets the SDF-3 footage from the beginning. Again, mainly a shot of, because we got the commander talking, mainly a shot of the crew on the Archangel. So that's all that is. Then we're going to, just an opening scene. And then we're going to change the bridge a little bit and have it be issued again to someone else. And there's going to be a room scene and another room scene that are action-oriented, not dialogue-oriented, because in the first 15 minutes, it's nothing but talking in story and the plot of the story going on. We want something exciting to be happening between these events of talking. And not sure where I was going with the dangling the robot Janus. It said Janus. It stands for Janus. It's not a person. It's a robot. It's damaged. Why? We got to find that out. Stuff like that. And also, the battle is fine, such as it is. You know, it's silly, of course, and it works. It's just that, and the Hayden Knights defeated nicely. But we want to. I think you've got an hour here, basically, of a movie, and although that is more of a plot of an hour than any of the Michael Bay Transformers movies. Yeah, because he's got like 10 minutes of actual plot in those. This has this is Robotech, and it has to be a little more thoughtful. I think you're gonna have to have. Now, I don't want to fill it in with more mainly action, mainly if possible. This isn't going to be more dialogue. This is mainly more bringing up the pace of the story to match the battle later on with some exciting things. There were some shots that were cut out of some of the old footage was cut out, Some of the VT jokes were cut out. They didn't work. Okay, yeah, it's funny that like Dante was gonna barf, but that got cut out. And so there's a lot of we're not even to, this is post-production. We're not even to production yet. So technically the scenes that were cut out, although they could be on a cut-out movie reel, really wouldn't be. I mean, they could be. We can put them in there as scenes we omitted, but we're at this is the cutting room floor stage. This is even before that. So it's not like it's a completed film and we omitted some scenes we didn't like. It's an incomplete film at this point. That is like the Sentinels kind of doesn't end. I mean, it has an ending and a beginning, but the middle is a little slower. And we want it to look cool, you know. So we'll think of something. There's nothing wrong with an hour-long story, but if there are any holes, we have to patch them. So that's it. Yeah. Robotech. The end of the circle. I'll just leave it there. What? It's a protoculture matrix. Yes, it appears to be the protoculture matrix. What? The protoculture matrix. Yes, it would appear to be the protoculture matrix. The protoculture matrix. Yes, it would appear to be the protoculture matrix. The protoculture matrix. Yes, it would appear to be the protoculture matrix.